Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I got a special episode of Field Test. Normally, this series, I let you guys submit your loadouts that you would like me to try in a future episode, so what weapon and their attachments. But a lot of you guys, since Dishonored came out, a lot of you thumbsed up a comment which read, Matimio goes Dishonored, where I should use the knife, squad sprint, and not die more than 10 times. So I pretty much did everything you guys had here. I definitely died a lot more than 10 times trying to get you guys some fun gameplay here. But I switched it up. I mainly used my knife, and you guys are going to see a lot of knife gameplay here. But I also used my pistol, I think, a couple of times, and also my grenade, because if you have played the game, which I highly recommend, and I'll probably talk about it later in today's video, mostly you kill people with your knife, but you do have a pistol and you have grenades as well. So I thought that kind of suited the gameplay. So yeah, once again, what you guys are going to see here in today's video is just me kind of running around trying to knife people. And originally, I really had no desire to try this out. I don't even like to knife in Battlefield 3. Before the most recent server-side patch, you'll remember that there was a bug where if two people were trying to knife each other at the same time, whoever got the knife off first the second person would just kind of fumble for a minute until the other animation was finished, and then they could finally get that animation off and go for the knife takedown. But that was finally fixed in the recent patch, and that was really the only reason why I wanted to attempt this. Granted, this type of playstyle was very frustrating to begin with. I had some very rage-inducing moments where my knife just never seemed to get the kill. It wasn't due because of the bug by any means, it's just for the sheer fact that I don't feel like knifing is all that effective in this game. I hardly ever did it before this video. Even if I see someone who could potentially be a knife victim, I'll normally just shoot them in the back. For the simple fact that if they just turn around at the right time, I'll go for the knife, they'll be like, oh, there's a dude right there, and then just blow my face off. So in a normal field test, I would go over the weapon stats, I would go over the attachments that you guys recommended and say why I liked or why I disliked the ones that you recommended. I can't really do that for a knife, considering that it's a one-shot, one-kill if you get him from behind, and 2 shots if you hit him from the front, and really, that's about it. I mean, I guess I could talk about some tactics that I deployed. Really, the only thing I would do was flank all day. I mean, really the only way you're going to be able to take someone out with the knife is if you get behind them, and the only really successful way to do that is if you flank. And sometimes that didn't even work. I would try to, loop around the map as often as I could, but sometimes someone would spot me for a split second, and then that enemy that I thought would have no idea was there will just turn around and pump my face full of bullets. So, it kind of was a frustrating experience, but I would try to flank as often as I possibly could. Running directly into the front lines of the enemy team really didn't result in a lot of kills, mostly just me dying frequently. So really the only successful way that I was able to get kills would be able to flank. And I know how basic that sounds. A lot of you guys out there were like, well, of course, that's the only way you're going to be able to get kills. So yeah, you are right. That was the only way I was successful. I also used the MAV and tugs as often as I could. I mean, they really were probably one of my most valuable tools at my disposal. Some of you out there might think that I probably should have used the medic class so that I had a health regen. And I thought of that at first, but then I tried it, and really the only time that would have been useful would be going from cover to cover, and in those instances the enemy knew where I was, so even though I was gaining my health back, they would just kind of run around the corner and kill me, and there really wasn't any way for me to defend myself other than my pistol. But like I said, I was trying to rely on my knife as much as possible, so I didn't find the medic to be all that effective for this type of playstyle. So like I said, really what I tried to do was use the tugs and the MAV, kind of put that down in enemy territory, and just run around that perimeter, knifing people who were unexpected. So overall, I did have a lot of fun for today's video, even though I just said that I did have some rage-inducing moments, but in general, it was a fairly enjoyable experience going around, getting some crazy knife streaks. But really, what I probably should have showed you guys was a true representation of what this type of gameplay entailed, where literally I would go for a kill, assuming the target was alone and secluded, and then one of his buddies would kind of pop around the corner and take me out, just as I I was grabbing their dog tags and, you know, trying to run for cover right after that. The knife animation in this game takes forever, and I definitely got a good representation of just how long it takes when that's all I could rely on. I mean, every once in a while I would get lucky where I would just kind of slash at someone's face, you know, facing them and not behind them, and then get that kill, but that usually resulted in my death as well. So, you know, I would just run around, get a knife kill, their friend would see me go through that animation, shoot me in the back, and then I would die, and I would just kind of rinse and repeat that cycle for a bunch of kills, and then I would finally go on a kill streak, what you guys see here. So, as for Dishonored, if you haven't tried it out already, I highly recommend it. I've already beaten the game once on hard. I'm playing it through now a second time, trying to complete it without killing anyone or being spotted. It's a really fun game. I am very impressed with the sheer amount of different ways that you can approach taking out your target, the different amount of ways that you can kill your targets or not kill your targets. It's a very impressive game, and it really reminds me of the BioShock series. If you've played BioShock 1, then this will be right up your alley. They give you a lot of tools at your disposal to take out your targets, and it's just a blast. I love the game, and if you haven't tried it already, I highly recommend it. But yeah, guys, that's about it for today's special edition of Field Test. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys would like me to try out your own loadout, let me know in the comment section below by leaving what weapon and what attachments I should use for a future episode. But if you guys enjoyed today's video or just want to support my channel, I always appreciate it when you give my videos a rating, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more. But until next time, guys, have a good one and take it easy.